Thank you everyone for joining our webinar. We are so excited to have you today to officially launch and talk to you guys about digital retailing. My name is Todd Saunders. I'm the CEO at Broadlume.
My name is John Weller. I'm the Chief Innovation Officer here at Broadlume.
So again, thank you guys so much for coming. Let me set the stage here to just set the stage of what digital retailing is. So we're going to start with an introduction. We'll then go into what is digital retailing. I think that's a question that we're getting asked a lot from our retailers. We'll then go into why you need a digital retailing strategy. This is something that's very, very important. And then we'll go into some case studies and really talk about the power that digital retailing has, especially when it's interconnected with your technology, the manufacturer's technology, and with the consumer experience. So that's kind of the agenda today. Again, we're super excited to have you guys here, and we're excited to officially be the first ones to launch digital retailing. So, John, listen, we've had a lot of conversation about digital retailing. The number one question we get asked from retailers is point blank, guys, what is digital retailing? So, John, why don't you tell them what is digital retailing, and then in your mind, why it's important for retailers?
Yep. So digital retailing, in the true definition, is it's a technology that enables shoppers to complete most of their journey online and then finalize the purchase in person. What does that really mean? Listen, I think we all know we're all shoppers, and we would prefer to actually do a self-guided tour to learn about the products that we're looking at instead of being sold by a salesperson in a store. So that has always happened in our industry. The only way that could happen was going into the store to actually learn about the intricacies and the differences in the brands and the products. But digital retailing is where the technology enables the consumer to do that on their own, and that is the difference.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because when you first talked to me about it and we started building this internally over the last few years, I think about all the work that goes into merchandising in store, right? Like in-store merchandising. And when I think of the antonym or the opposite of in-store merchandising, it's digital retailing, right? It's all those tiny tools that you put together in your store, such as the labels on the back of the samples, the big signs, all those little things that go together are essentially called in-store merchandising. I think what you're going to see today and what John's going to walk through is there's all these individual features that by themselves are features, but when you put together is digital retailing. And that's how at least I've, really thought about it. So, that's what digital retailing is. Again, it's this whole unified experience that connects the retailers, the manufacturers, and the suppliers, all by providing this amazing consumer experience. John, again, I think I'll go to you to this one again. We've talked about this a lot, and you really champion this internally. You've been in the industry for a really, really long time. Why now? Why now is the time for digital retailing to be something that we need the industry to, get a hold of?
Yeah, I mean, the number one reason is the consumer's expectations, right? This is a very, very high ticket item. And these products are we're in the fashion business, right? If you think about all the things that you purchase in your life and you spend money on, this is going to be one of the more expensive things that you're going to purchase. But the problem that we've had is most consumers, as I said before, want to learn and educate themselves digitally, right? Before they walk into a store and get sold. And that has just not been possible. But now it is. And why it's important is because it's possible. The consumer's expectations are there. And listen, you have an opportunity here to basically build a moat around the legacy and what you built. And not only that, if you want to hire the best employees today, you're going to have to show them that you have a company that leverages technology and is giving a great experience, because people that work for companies, they want to be able to work and be excited about the experience that they're delivering. That's really what it boils down to. As business owners, as family members, you want to be able to do the best thing you can possibly do for your customers and for your business.
So, John, you made a really good point. And when I think about innovation and change, and you said something that I really never thought of, which is you have to be the best version of yourself in order to build the best consumer experience and generate the most sales, but also so that you can keep your employees happy, high retention, help them close deals faster, and in the day, make more money for everyone. One thing I found really interesting when we talk about digital retailing is looking at some of the things Home Depot is saying. So in a recent interview with Ted Decker, the CEO of Home Depot, he was asked by Fortune magazine, what is next for Home Depot? I mean, they've grown so fast. What is next to take Home Depot to that next level of profit, that next level of margin, and the next level of growth? And his answer was really interesting. And I wanted to pull out this one specific quote, and I'll say it verbatim. He said, "I'm focused on interconnected retail, integrating physical retail and digital." Right? So to Home Depot, this is the most important thing to them. They are saying this out there on Fortune magazine. They're saying this in their on their stock calls, with their investors. This is what they're leaning towards. And I think for the first time ever, the independent or local flooring retailer finally has the chance to be on the cutting edge, the edge that Home Depot's usually been on first. Now we can finally bring the whole local flooring industry space to the same cutting edge experience. So we all know that the last few years have been great, right? People were selling flooring out their ears. It was so much demand from consumers sitting at home. But here's the truth of it. 2024 will be much more challenging than the last few years. We've seen it with 2023. Listen, we've seen it in our business. We've seen it with every business. I've seen that in my dad's accounting business. You guys have seen that in your business. There's been a slowdown, and we have to think differently. We got to think about how we can do things more efficiently, more effectively, and how we can do that with higher margins. And if you look at 2024 and what's happened over the last 2 years, you can kind of boil it down to three things. We've seen increased competition, right? We've seen more and more retailers pop up. We've seen more and more man in a van selling installation and flooring pop up. And we've seen more vinyl plank brands, hardwood brands, look-alike products to a customer that are all over the place that have really made the experience confusing. We've seen economic uncertainty, right? World wars, economic uncertainty, huge interest rates, and we've seen a lack of connectivity. Again, the lack of connectivity to me is the outcome. There's all these other symptoms. The outcome is that a customer can't go online today, do their research, go to a manufacturer website, learn more, order a sample, and have that come all the way down to the retailer. And that's really what digital retailing is about and what we're here to solve.
There is a lack of connectivity. To be honest with you, the shoppers are overwhelmed. I mean, if you're trying to actually discern when you go online and type in the word flooring, who you should trust, where you should shop, and what differentiates all of these products, good luck. In this search that I actually did, there was 1,150,000,000 results for the search of flooring. So to be honest with you, one of the things that you have to think about is that consumer and how you can curate and personalize the experience to give that consumer something to grab onto.
Yeah, I mean, it's how are you supposed to stand? I mean, right? It's essentially how are you supposed to stand out as a manufacturer and a retailer amongst 1.1 billion, right? That's really the numbers we're looking at.
Yep. And then look at the people who actually have simplified the buying journey. I mean, I will give it to the box stores and to the e-commerce stores. They have simplified the journey, but what have they really done? Right? There's no storytelling. You cannot discern between the different brands, and everything comes down now to price. And they've commoditized the entire industry, and that's really unfortunate because nobody can reap the benefits of the branding, the storytelling, the innovation, and the craftsmanship that they actually deserve. So from a consumer standpoint, from a manufacturer standpoint, and even from a retailer standpoint, right now it's completely disconnected and nobody's getting credit for being better. It comes down to a race to the bottom with what has been available to this point.
Yeah, I actually think you're seeing something interesting in the industry today, which is there's kind of a splitting of the tide. You have some buying groups and some manufacturers that are going brandless, right? They're getting rid of all of the brands. In my opinion, with that comes just a price war. If you're not going to tell a story about brands and put that in front of a customer, then all this is about is I have brown hardwood, you have brown hardwood. What's cheaper, right? At the end of the day is what you're fighting over. I think what we're saying here is brand matters, right? Brand and storytelling matters. And that's not just about the manufacturer's brand and story. That's also about the retailer's brand and story. And installation matters. And if we don't pride ourselves on those two things and talk about those two things, we're all going to fight about brown hardwood, and all we can do is fight around price. And it's a really, really terrible experience.
I agree with you. And, it is fragmented. That's another real problem. Like some of these tools, or a lot of these tools that we're going to be talking about, have existed for a very long time, right? Visualization isn't new. It's been around for about 5 years now. Sample ordering has been available, on some manufacturer websites. A lot of these things have been available. The problem is it's completely fragmented and disconnected. If you're trying to run your business as a flooring store and you're getting sample orders from here, visualization, some leads from here, where is that information going? How is it connected? How can you disseminate it through your company for people to act upon it? It's been really, really difficult, even though some of these tools have existed. So what's changed? I think this is the most exciting thing, Todd. Digital retailing brings together manufacturers, retailers, and consumers to not only deliver a seamless experience, but it also brings all that data and all that information to one central place and lets that retailer actually work and engage with these customers in a very predictable way with these tools, and use those tools to also spread out across the company to give these opportunities to the salespeople so they can actually interact with these customers. So it's bringing all of that together from the manufacturer website, the retailer website, the digital marketing that they're doing. Again, sample ordering, visualization, phone calls, chats, form fills, all on one platform coming together. And again, all hosted by one company in one place, and makes it very simple for the consumer, but also simple for the retailer.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to my mother-in-law, for instance, and she went on I won't say who, but a manufacturer's website to order a sample. And what was amazing to me is she was like, well, I went on the manufacturer's website, I ordered a sample, no one followed up with me. And then I went to the dealer locator and like there was no website. So I called the store. And when I called the store, they essentially had no idea what I was talking about. And I said, well, she was like, well, this product, it was a wool carpet. I'll say that. She's like, it was a wool carpet. It's supposed to be stain resistant and is made from these natural farmers. And the RSA was like, sure. Right. And like right away, she was confused because she was like, I had this amazing experience, but it was not connected at all. And she's like, I ordered this sample, and the retailer was like, which sample is it? And it was this totally disjointed experience. So I echo what you're saying, John. Like there's all these features everywhere: sample ordering, dealer locator, manufacturer website, retailer website. But digital retailing really does bring it all together. And when I look at, again, this is an ecosystem. The ecosystem includes manufacturer websites, and we're going to talk about all the people that are partnering with us on this. But digital retailing includes the manufacturer website, sample ordering on the manufacturer's website, the manufacturer's dealer locator that is up to date and links directly to the Broadlume retailer and a landing page about that product. Then when you go down one level, that information is translated onto the retailer's website with sampling on the retailer's website, visualization, chat, all going to a central location in the CRM. That way, that RSA can actually have a productive, proactive conversation with someone like my mother-in-law and actually close that deal rather than making this a fragmented, confusing experience. So, there's all these different tools. I would say the three pillars of digital retailing are: number one, online product visualization, right? Customer goes to a website, manufacturer, retailer website, uploads a photo, and sees that product in a room. But truthfully, that's just one pillar. That's great and that's interesting, but that's just one piece of digital retailing, right? So after she visualizes it in her room, then maybe she goes into the store, talks to the retailer, brings a picture of her living room, uploads that picture to the in-store visualizer, and then can see it on a much larger screen and touch and feel some samples. But then she goes home, right? And once she goes home, she's probably not going to make it back to the store for a few days or a few weeks, but she thought, hey, that one product I saw was nice, but maybe there are other products. So the third pillar of digital retailing that's really important is e-commerce product sample ordering. And I'm so excited to announce that we are the first ones to bring this to market. We've been testing this for a really long time, but this is a fully integrated e-commerce product sampling experience that works with your in-store visualizer, works with your online visualizer, and is all integrated directly into your CRM and with the manufacturer's website. And what's amazing when these are all together, it works really well. John, I know you've talked to some retailers, and I want to give you a chance to talk about the retailer conversations you've had who have been testing this. But when these tools are all together in a digital retailing experience, the numbers are crazy, right? You see some numbers up here. When there is a full experience, you see a 320% increase in pages viewed when using the visualizer, and you see a 500% increase in time spent on the retailer site when there is a visualizer as part of this digital retailing experience. And if you look at sample ordering, I mean, we've been testing this for what, 6 months at this point. And when you combine sample ordering with visualization, with the integration of the CRM and the manufacturer CRM, the numbers are crazy. I think in the last year, we have shipped out, just from our small test, over 5,700 sample orders, which equals about 17,000 samples that have actually been ordered. So I want to just like pause there and talk about how big these numbers are. I mean, we've tested this with a small group of retailers, and over the course of just this year, we've seen a 500% increase in time spent on these very specific brands, and we've seen over 17,000 samples ordered, and that is the highest quality lead we can ask for, right? That means this person visualized the product, probably went on the manufacturer website, used the integrated dealer locator with the retailer website, and spent money on a sample. And once they spent money on a sample, that retailer was alerted and they called that customer right away. And I guess at the end of the day, what's happening is sales are increasing for retailers that are buying all in on this. Again, what changes this all apart, though, is it's all integrated, right? This is all integrated into your CRM. So when they order a sample on the manufacturer website that partners with us, that lead goes right into your CRM, so you can call that customer even before that sample hits their door. If they buy a sample on your website, it goes right into the same contact in your CRM. So again, you can reach out to that customer and say, hey, ma'am, saw you ordered that sample. Hey, once you get it, why don't you bring it into my store, and we can actually scan the back of the QR code and we can see what it looks like in your room, right? These are all the tools that you have to be using. And John, again, I know you talked to a retailer, and I want you to talk about the experience they're having. But one thing I heard from retailers is, at first, the retailers that were testing this whole digital retailing platform said, I'm waiting for people to use the visualizer and I'm hearing good things, but my close rate is so high. So what I decided to do was, any single time I talk to a customer, I say, ma'am, I know you're looking for beige hardwood. I'm just going to send you some samples. And these retailers are now proactively sending samples from their website to this consumer's house. And then once it gets there, they're calling the consumer and saying, ma'am, I know you just got the samples. You should come in the store, upload those products into your room, and we can see what it really looks like. And what they're finding is when that person then comes into the store, they've essentially already made up their mind because they did their research, they ordered a sample, they're using either the online or the in-store visualizer, and close rates are going through the roof with this total digital retailing experience. John, I think recently you had a conversation with the DeSitter flooring team, and we've been testing this with the Dixie Group and Maslin to start. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that conversation? Because I know you've been a little bit closer to it than I have.
It was a great conversation I had with the team over at DeSitter. That's one of the largest retailers in Chicago. They've been in business for over 100 years. And they have a really good relationship with the guys at Dixie. They carry Maslin and Fabrica. So we dug down and they said, look, we've had this program now for about 6 months. Let's look, because they're very, very analytical people. And this is what we found out, which is really amazing. When we looked at year over year page views on Maslin products, and not just page views on the thumbnail, but had someone click on the thumbnail and then go down to the product description page, we had a 430% increase year over year when sample ordering and digital retailing was added to that website. They've had those products on their website for years, but there has been a fundamental change, and you could see it in the consumer's mind of not just perusing and previewing products, but actually shopping and spending way more time and clicking through more products. Not only that, we had 983 consumers upload their rooms into the visualizer to look at the Maslin products in the visualizer on the DeSitter website. That's a pretty amazing stat. And this is the one that matters the most. DeSitter is now looking at a 20% increase in sales year over year since we've had these tools implemented on their website, and the consumer has been taking advantage of them. So all indications are, and again, it's early, but sample ordering being added to the digital retailing experience changes everything in the mind of the consumer, the engagement, and it looks like it's going to lead to a lot of things.
And that's why I think we're seeing so many manufacturers come to us, because as the industry shifts and some groups go to no brands or brandless, and same with, the e-commerce stores and Home Depot, they're just going to kind of like, we're going to give you the cheapest brown hardwood. What we're trying to harp on here and what we're seeing is that brand matters. But if you can provide an amazing experience with tools that work all together, not only does the brand matter, you'll get higher margins and more sales. And I'm really appreciative of the Decider Flooring team for going through that with us. And again, digital retailing wouldn't be a thing unless we had integrations with lots of manufacturers and multiple retailers as possible. We'll talk about that at the end. But John, I know you also had a conversation with the team at Simplified Flooring recently. Tell us about that conversation.
Yeah, so listen, I went through our reporting and just randomly found somebody who had a large number of sample orders, had never talked to Josh before in my life. He did not know I was calling him. And he was excited. He's like, man, I was wondering how these samples were coming through. So we had just launched it. He had not even seen the notification about it. And so we started a conversation, and his excitement was really like wearing on me. And I was like, Josh, could I turn on the camera and film it? So we actually made a video of it, which you can find on YouTube. But in that conversation, Josh said, listen, man, like for the very first time, I visit my website and I feel like what we have today makes us legit. The consumer experience is awesome. I would appreciate it. My wife would appreciate it. And then he went on to tell me about an order that he received where a sample was ordered. The person was on his website. They only came into the showroom one time and did not even talk to a salesperson. He found out through conversation with this person, as they ordered a $26,000 wood order, that they had the sample. They came and checked to see if that large sample matched the sample that they had, and then called back and made an order. So this is really having an impact, and we just started. As you said before, what's going to be really, really interesting and exciting is as retailers start to leverage these tools and learn about these tools, we know that they're going to receive extra engagement. But when it gets really, really powerful is when the store starts working proactively and presenting these tools in a proactive basis, which we've heard from other customers that are actually getting on the phone and ordering samples for their customer and saying, come pick it up at the store or I'll send it to your home, and really taking this to the next level.
Yeah, when I talked to a customer, they said, I'm sending samples out to people's house all the time. And if they come in, I'm saying, hey, ma'am, I'm actually going to send you samples. And I said, why are you sending out so many samples? And they said two reasons. One, well, my number one product is always checked out. So the fact that my number one product is always checked out is a problem. So I no longer, because of this program with digital retailing, I say, ma'am, you're going to go, instead of taking this product, I'm going to send you a few samples of this product so you can see the color variation. And we have this visualizer. So go on my website once you get the sample, upload a product, see what it looks like in your room, and match that to the 3 samples you have. And the other thing she told me is that her customers like to see how scratch resistant, dent proof, waterproof. They want to run all these tests. You've ever been on YouTube? You see people like taking a nail or dunking it in water. Now, obviously, you can't do that to the retailer's giant sample board. What she said that the customers are loving is that when they get these samples, they can do whatever they want. They can try to scratch it. They can have their dog run on it. They can throw it against the wall. They can do whatever they want. And it gives them that extra confidence in making that decision. So I'm definitely seeing a difference in the way that the difference of retailers that use these tools proactively and push sample orders and push visualization and push these integrations versus ones that just wait for it to happen. It's a totally different experience. So at the end of the day, this is all about providing a better experience to the consumer, but also providing a better experience to you, the retailer, right? I've talked to thousands of retailers, and it's very clear retailers do not have the time to take all these different services, digital marketing with this company, visualization with this company, catalog with this company, business management with this company, CRM with this company. It's not integrated and it doesn't all work together. And then I talked to other retailers that are doing this all with just one manufacturer. The truth is, guys, in 2024, you need a platform that integrates with each other, technology that communicates with each other, and integrations with all the manufacturers you do business with. Again, there are certain people in this industry that are going one direction, which is no brands. We firmly believe here at Broadlume that we need to build the interconnectivity amongst all the suppliers' brands so that we can elevate the retailer brands and elevate the retailer experience. And that's really what digital retailing is all about. And the demand from manufacturers for this digital retailing program, honestly, has been more than we can handle. In the last few months, we've onboarded Maslin, TrueCore, Dixie Home, Raskin, Fabrica, Hallmark, Mohawk, JJ Haynes, Stark, Liberty Home, and we have about 5 or 6 more that we're going to be launching at FloorCon. But here's the truth of it. Although digital retailing is this platform that everyone can use, all of these manufacturers use them differently, right? They all have their own unique content. They all have their own unique sample ordering program, and they all have their different stories. But what is similar between all of them is that digital retailing gives them the chance to tell their individual story and elevate your brand as the retailer in the market. And if you're a Broadlume retailer and work with any of these brands, please go to our website because digital retailing is available for your store today. When you fill out a form, our account management team will get notified, and they're standing by ready and excited to train you on all of the tools from sample ordering to visualization to help you, like Decider Flooring, increase their sales by 20%. If you're not a Broadlume retailer, you can also go to our website and sign up for a digital retailing demo. Our team wants to take you through step by step how we can help you increase your sales, increase your efficiency, and provide the best-in-class consumer experience in the industry. And lastly, if you're still on the fence about attending FloorCon, FloorCon 23 is going to give you priority access for all of the new partnerships we're going to be announcing there. We have so many amazing manufacturers, distributors, and retailers coming, and we're excited to show you the integrations they're going to take us into 2024 and beyond. We thank you guys so much for joining, and at this point, we're happy to. Well, that was fun. I'm a bit exhausted after speaking that much. But let's get into it. I appreciate everyone joining here. Let's get into some of the questions. All right, first question. I've been using sample ordering with our Maslin products for the last few months. How do I get TrueCore in my showroom so that I can use these features? John, you want to take that one?
Yep, sure. So if you're already a Maslin retailer and you're looking to add TrueCore, first you would have to contact your representative from TrueCore or Dixie to get set up on that. Once you're set up, a notification goes to your account manager at Broadlume, and all of those features will be set live on your website, and you'll be digital retailing with TrueCore.
Yeah, I think just to be clear, right? Like we have nothing to do with which manufacturers you work or what you sell. We're just providing the software and the tools. So if sample ordering is working really well with you with Maslin and you want to take on TrueCore or any of these other manufacturers, please reach out to them and we'll enable sample ordering once we get the go ahead from the manufacturer. All right, I'm just opening up a second showroom. Is there a way to get a list of all manufacturers who are participating? Yes. So I'll give the short answer of a much longer answer, but we have, as you guys saw, a bunch of manufacturers participating. We have a few very big ones that we are working on the integration with now. You can imagine with the number of SKUs and everything we have going on, it's just a lot to integrate the whole sample ordering and visualization experience. So we're going to announce probably 4 or 5 more at FloorCon. But what I want to be clear, and then we'll give you the whole list of what's up to date. But what I want to be clear about is each of these implementations are different, right? Everyone has their own unique situation, their own unique products, their own unique brand pages, own unique samples. So although the platform is all the same, I encourage you to talk to each and every one of these manufacturers at FloorCon or even, not at FloorCon and ask them how they're leveraging it, because Dixie's using digital retailing different than Hallmark, who's using different than JJ Haynes, who's using different than, all the other ones we're announcing. So please, I encourage you to talk to them. We're really, really excited about that. Let's see. Are you working with Emser Tile or Dow Tile on this? John, you want to take that one?
Yep, good question. I will tell you, as Todd mentioned earlier, we are being inundated right now with, I guess, dealers have been talking to their manufacturers' reps, and that's been feeding up to the top of these manufacturers' leadership. So we have been inundated with manufacturers and distributors actually coming to us to figure out how they can leverage our platform to offer digital retailing to their customers. So I'm not allowed to comment specifically on the ones that are not under contract yet, but we are talking to a lot, over a dozen right now, active conversations. And I can tell you, just since we announced that we were actually opening up the platform for this, there's been a heck of a lot of engagement other than those 12. So I would just tell you, there's going to be a steady stream of announcements. As Todd said, though, these are very, very individual solutions where every one of these manufacturers has a strength and a thing that they want to leverage and really use this platform to promote their brand and work with the retailer digitally. So it takes a little while for these things actually to get launched, but you'll see a lot of new announcements coming as soon as in the next couple weeks.
All right. I not sure this is a question, but I appreciate it. Bob says, I love this, not a minor enhancement, a revolutionary upgrade. I would say, and sorry, this isn't a question. We probably thought this was a question, but I would say this is just the beginning, right? I don't want to just look at this as sample ordering. What this is we want to make the experience better. We want to make it so there's less trips into your showroom and there's more interconnectivity between the manufacturer website, the sample ordering on their website, your CRM, sample ordering on your CRM, and visualization in the store. So I would say that there is more to come on this. Sample ordering is just the tipping point here, but there's definitely more to come.
Let me just say one thing about Bob's comment. I love Bob. Bob, that comment to me is exactly what I've been saying. I can tell you that, yes, as we've been evolving as a company and working with the manufacturers, we've been adding feature by feature and they've been coming along. This was the tipping point. When we added sample ordering, for us, as a tech company, it was a new feature that we put in place. But what happened was transformational across the entire platform. Everything changed. Every metric on the website changed, from product page views to visualization to more leads. The type of leads changed, and even the engagement between the sales rep who was answering the phone and the customer, because that customer was now holding a sample. So it's a minor enhancement in the way that it was sample ordering was the tipping point. But what has transpired is incredible. And as Todd said, it's just the beginning.
If we are a dealer with Broadlume, I am sure that there is an added cost. What does that look like? You want to take that one, John?
Yep, very good question. So as I said before, every one of these partnerships is different. I would tell you the majority of these enhancements are at no cost at all. This is the very first time that I will tell you manufacturers are coming in droves and they're investing a lot of money into providing tools to their dealers at no cost at all. So the majority of the manufacturers that are coming to us are bearing the cost of this investment so that they can truly partner with the retailers that are using our platform and selling their products. That is a massive change in the way that partnerships have been kind of evolved in the industry. But I think that's the new normal.
Yeah, I mean, there is no cost to use the tools. I would say, again, we're the platform. So it's up to the manufacturer, but 99% of the manufacturers are footing the cost, investing in inventory to do this, investing in all the technical specifications, and really doing this with a commitment to you guys, the local flooring retailer, to push the industry forward. How do I order samples from my own website send to the consumer's house? So I can answer that. So all the partners we're working with, you can order sample on the manufacturer's website, and that'll get routed to the closest retailer's CRM and email. Now, if a customer comes into your store, this is what I would do. I would go on your own website and say, hey, ma'am, what's your address and your phone number? I know you're interested in this gray carpet. I'm happy to send you some. And you can just go on your own website, order the samples, put their information in, right? Like you're ordering e-commerce on behalf of them. And what's cool is not only will that ship to them, you then get that lead. So it's a really soft sell as a lead. So if a customer comes in my opinion, you should always say, hey, I know you liked a few colors. I'm going to send you a few more samples. What was your name again? What was your address? What was your phone number? Now, to her, you're sending her all these samples, and that's a great experience. To you, you're giving them a great experience in their home 3 days later without having to call them. And B, you just got all the information. You can follow up continuously. So please use it on your website as a lead magnet. The customers that are doing this best are ordering 5 or 10 sample orders on their website a day. So use it as a tool for yourself. Don't just sit and wait for people to click on your website and order it. And when you're on the phone with people, say, hey, ma'am, I know you're coming into our showroom on Friday. Why don't you feel free to order a few samples on your site? That way you can check it in your house before you come on in. And I promise you that conversation in your store will be way better than when she comes in totally uneducated. What if we don't use the Broadlume CRM? Is this pretty much not going to do anything with us? We only use the inventory and order management software. So at the end of the day, the most important tool that you could use with us when it comes to digital retailing is the website, right? Because without our website, we can't do sample ordering and visualization. So that's step one. If you're not using the CRM, it's fine. You can get emailed all the information and still order samples from your website or the manufacturer website. They just get routed to you via email rather than in your CRM. If you're using Rollmaster, our business management software, that's great. Obviously, that's a huge part of the ecosystem and part that will tie in your ROI and your inventory. But for right now, because this is a customer-facing thing, you really need to make sure you have the website. Is this shop at home? It's funny. I talked about this one earlier. This is not shop at home, but technically you can let the customer shop at home because while they're at home, they can upload a photo, see that in their room, and order a sample. I don't know, John. How would you answer that?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, and I would tell you it's an interesting question, and I've thought about this a lot as we've watched what has happened with consumers. It is not the traditional shop at home, right? But I would tell you this, based on all the testing that we've done and the consumer reaction, I actually think it's hopping over shop at home as a new, better way. Shop at home really requires that consumer to say, hey, I'm interested in flooring. I'm going to fill out this form. I'm going to give you this information. This bypasses all of that, allows the consumer to shop, get the samples with nobody going to their home. So if you're looking at it of how you're going to simplify the experience for the consumer, but also for your salesperson, how much easier is it for a salesperson to pick up the phone when that sample gets delivered and have a conversation knowing that person's already told you, this is what I want to do. These are the products I'm interested in. Here's my address. Here's my phone number. So I think this is kind of like if you're looking at the transformation of the user experience, it's like when we went from traditional, all of a sudden e-commerce came out and everybody's like, I want that. This is the next evolution. I actually think this is the new shop at home. And I think it's a better experience for the dealer and for the consumer, the way we're doing this.
Canada, question mark. I want USA, question mark. I'm just kidding. It's currently not available in Canada. We are talking through some Canadian manufacturers to see how we can execute this. But right now, unfortunately, it is not available in Canada. However, Cameron, happy to talk to you more about that. Shoot me an email. I mean, that's definitely something we're interested in. What else? Can we offer interior design clients a code for getting samples for free? Yes. We are working on a code that every single person will use on your website. That code is 3, the number 3, and then free, F-R-E-E. So 3 free. You put that on your website, and anyone can order 3 free samples. So again, you can do that. Customer comes in, says, oh, I'm really interested in these Fabrica products. You say, ma'am, awesome. I'm going to send these right to your house, and you can use that promo code 3 free right in there. Now, reminder, it's only one per email, and we don't want to give that out to customers who are just browsing the website because we don't want to give away free samples. Giving away free samples is a drain on the manufacturer's resources. And honestly, if they're not willing to spend $3 on a sample, they're probably not interested. So just use that as a sales tool more so than anything. Can I train on these at FloorCon? I just want to take a break and say something. We've been talking about visualization a lot, and we're doing this live. My favorite, I'm dealing with my favorite visualization right now, and I'm afraid you guys can hear it, so I'm just going to own it. This is my visualization currently. So if you hear a baby crying, this is the visualization that I've been working, my visualization tool of choice right now, not the flooring visualizer. So again, sorry if you guys hear this in the background. Can I sign up and train on these at FloorCon? Short answer is yes. All these manufacturers will be there. All the new manufacturers we're announcing will be there. Some of them are doing first come, first serve. So please make sure you attend. That way you can meet these manufacturers first and get access to it before anyone else. Are all these new brands going to be added to the Broadlume portal for pricing, or are they just going to be added to the sample ordering program? I think what this means is in the business management software. Are they going to be added to the business management software? The answer is yes. I think that's what that question means. Tyler, I might be misunderstanding completely what you're asking, but please email me and I'm happy to answer that on the side. Will there be marketing opportunities to these manufacturers? Yes. I mean, that's the next step in this. I will say that by having e-commerce sample ordering, it enables a whole new world of marketing, right? It enables Google shopping ads. It enables Pinterest shopping ads. It enables a whole new world of shopping. So we are in deep negotiations now with many manufacturers on how we can help them rethink their co-op advertising to leverage this e-commerce sampling opportunity. More to come on that. We'll have some, fun announcements though for this at the end of the year. But again, this enables a whole new path to market where instead of promoting leads, we can promote order a sample, order a sample, order a sample. Can someone remind me how it can take place? We also sell Mazin. John, you want to take this?
Sure. All you have to do is reach out to your account manager. Your account manager, as long as once you have identified yourself as having an account with the manufacturer, we will do the diligence on the back end, just to ensure that everything is correct, and then all these things will be implemented on your site. So it just takes one conversation or email to your Broadlume account manager, and the features are turned on.
Okay, next question. Can I get access to Hallmark and Fabrica sample ordering on my Omnify Plus website? They are my big manufacturers. They are big manufacturers for me. So listen, the Omnify, we have nothing to do with Omnify Plus. This is very specifically a Broadlume program and us partnering with other manufacturers. So if you have a Broadlume website and we are partners with any of these manufacturers, you get access to it. Again, I want to be clear. This is a Broadlume platform, a Broadlume program in which we integrate with any manufacturer that has a unique story to tell and wants to invest in their retailer and the retailer experience. So really the prerequisite is having a Broadlume website. So the short answer is no. And that would be the same for any website that we don't manage, honestly, because we need to have the websites managed. All right, next question. Do you find that physical displays in the showroom are important for the full experience? The answer is yes. This is not about this is not about e-commerce. This is about shrinking the time from whatever is 5 visits down to 2 visits. This is about bringing in a customer that's already educated so then they can touch and feel the products and talk to your RSAs. This is not meant to replace the showroom, replace the products, replace the storytelling. This is meant to bring down the time and focus on the important questions about these products. Having the products in your showroom are still a very important part of this process. which is why digital retailing connects the online to the in-store. How can Broadlume help me with flooring e-commerce website for selling products and samples online? Reach out to us. If you are looking to get sample ordering done, again, this is built right into our website. So reach out to us, go to our website. There's a link. I'm sure someone on our team would be happy to walk you through it. Sorry, we're going a little rapid fire here so we can get people out before the hour. So will this work with any existing Broadlume website? Correct answer is yes. If I'm a Abbey dealer, can this integrate in my private label catalog? Theoretically, it could integrate with a private label catalog. To be blunt and transparent, we do not have a integration with Abbey today. So even if you have a Broadlume website and you're an Abbey dealer, we unfortunately cannot do that. But again, there's two requisites of this to work. There needs to be manufacturers who are willing to financially and on the marketing side support this. And then you need to have a Broadlume website. If those two things exist, this will work. So unfortunately, right now, the answer is no. But in the future, if you're an Abbey dealer and they want to integrate and do sample ordering with their private labels through our site, I mean, we're always open to that conversation if we think it's a good fit for our retailer. It's difficult to promote tools and drive traffic without OG tags. We have access to great sales tools, but we need support of OG tags. Can help us share these features via social media. I gotta be honest, I'm not too sure what OG tags are. I feel like I'm down on the slogan, but John, do you know what OG tags are?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, Becky, shoot me an email, todd.saunders@Broadlume. Let's talk about it. Jerry says, does this tie in with what CRM program? So right now this ties in with Retail Lead Management, our CRM program. Again, you can still use this even if you use a different CRM. The experience is much better if you have Retail Lead Management, but you can still use this if you have your own CRM. Ron, you want to take this one? Can I get access to these tools on a website I just had built by my digital marketing company?
Yep, sure. I think Todd answered this a couple times, but this technology is an integration with the manufacturers and distributors that you're working with, along with all the tools that we have. Our CRM is tied into this. So unfortunately, if you just built a website with a digital marketing company, you would not be able to partake in most of these tools. So unfortunately, the answer is no.
All right. E&W Carpet says, this is going to tip the scales. Been in business for over 50 years and myself for 22. This has been needed for years. And the what's to come. Thank you for listening, moving to action. You're welcome. I thank you guys for all the feedback. Seriously, this is something that a lot of retailers have been testing for a long time. And this is just the beginning of how we view digital retailing. I think we have time for one more question here or comment or whatever else we got. MC, you want to pull the last one? It looks like we just got one more in, so we'll do one more after this. Dave said, Todd, you look tired. Is that baby keeping you up all night? LOL. Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes. So there's your answer, Dave. All right, last question from Jerry here. Where can I find out about lead management? If you go to our website and fill out a form, we can give you a demo on lead management. If you're currently on one of our higher tier websites, you actually automatically get 2 seats to Retail Lead Management. So depending on which website package you're on with us, you already get 2 seats. If you want to get a demo of it though, please you reach out to me personally or just fill out the form on our site, and I'll make sure our team is standing by to help you get a demo of that. Anyway, guys, we've kept you 52 minutes. It's been a long time. I know you got a whole lot of stuff to do, and I'm sure your mind is racing with ideas. We want to hear your feedback. We want to hear your ideas. We want to hear what's next. And we cannot wait to show you at FloorCon the new manufacturers that are supporting this. It's going to be incredible. Thank you guys again so much from John and myself. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Take it easy.
Take care.